What's happening, everybody? This is SingleSniper here, bringing you a little infantry tutorial. Today we're going to be focusing on positioning. Well, for positioning, the main thing I can kind of tell you is take a look at the mini-map every once in a while. For me, I'm always looking at the mini-map to decide where I'm going to be standing on the battlefield. See, right here at the start of the match, we're kind of all on the left side, which doesn't really matter because the game just started. But to assume that if that right sector was completely uncovered like it is now, and it was later on in the match, I'd probably want to be standing over there, because with all these people on the left side competing for that one kill they might get, the right sector has the potential for a huge enemy flank, and if nobody's over there to defend it, one, I'm missing out on an opportunity to get a lot of kills, and two, we're probably going to get rushed on the right side and end up losing the base. So, key is to go away from your blueberries and cover angles that aren't being covered. So, along with the mini-map, we're also going to be going over some fundamentals on cover itself and how to use defensive and offensive cover to your advantage. See here, we already lost Bravo, so I'm going to be falling back to Alpha. And instead of playing really aggressive on the front lines, I'm going to go ahead and sit behind this cover here so they can't kill me from that building as easily. And I've pretty much pinned them down this left side here. And what I'm doing here to my advantage, I have hard cover in front of me. I'm at a high elevation. And I always have the initiative on them because I'm going to see them first and get a clear shot before they can get me. And above all else, I also have an escape route behind me. If they end up pushing me, I still have a building I can fall back to and still be good to my team. I'm keeping them back off of Alpha. Another good thing to keep in mind is you should never get too comfortable with what's on the mini-map. Because sometimes as players, we rely too much on seeing those red triangles on the mini-map to signify where the enemy is. And sometimes we just don't see an empty space as very enticing when a whole enemy flank can be flanking us on the right side here. Just like I'm about to show you. I was too busy looking at this left sector, and I was flanked by an entire team and an LAV on this right flank because I didn't believe they'd be coming from there. The moral of the day is, though, don't ever think that just because there's nobody on your map that they won't flank you from that angle, so make sure you're always checking all your sectors. When you're choosing a cover to hold down a sector with, there's a few things you need to keep in mind. One, how high is the cover? What's the elevation of the cover? Will it allow you to see a wide angle of targets? Another thing is the cover hard or soft cover? Basically, will the cover save you from explosion, or will it be blown up by the explosion? One of the best ways to actually use cover to your advantage is to pie the corner. Basically, what pieing means is if you're hiding behind a cover and you know there's a target somewhere, but you don't know exactly where he is, or maybe you do, but you just need to approach it cautiously. What you do is you start moving around the cover very slowly, looking at all the angles as you're moving towards the intended target. That way, you're not exposing yourself to all the angles at the same time, rather making sure everything is safe as you gradually move around, exposing yourself to the whole angle. And by the time you find who you want to shoot, you can safely take the shot, knowing you're not going to be shot from the angles that you've already checked off. So that's pretty much it for that round. Played defensively for pretty much the whole game there, and I scored pretty well for my team. So it's really not about playing aggressive all the time, it's about playing the role that's needed. Alright, so now we're going to be getting into some aggressive play here. Basically, what changes here is now that you're in more of aggressive style of positioning, you're going to have to move a lot more. So you don't want to be caught standing still, especially on a map like this. So what I'm going to be doing is keep side strafing back and forth, making sure I'm always getting the best cover possible. See, I'm moving around, and I'm never engaging the enemy in fair fights. I'm always making sure I have an advantage on them if I can help it. So I'm keeping this really close angle here, and when they start to wrap us around like this and closing us in from all angles, I'm going to have to resort to kind of proning, always making sure I'm behind cover. And what I do on this whole side here is I create a new different way to attack with myself and surprise the enemy, because normally this wall wouldn't have been blown up, but after I blow it up I have an entirely new angle that they weren't prepared for, and I can easily flank them. So the key is to not go where everybody else is going and just catch the enemy off guard. With this clip here, there's a few things I want to go over. One, I'm kind of working this angle here, if you can see with this C4. I'm not hooking my head up all the way at the very start. I'm kind of working the corner, taking out enemies one by one until the angle is completely cleared off. and that's one of the best ways to kind of just work it slowly until you have it under control. And here is a little demonstration. You never want to expose yourself to an angle so quickly to where the enemy will be far enough away where you won't get a one-shot kill. For those of you that don't know, just right there, that would have been a bad situation if I would have stopped to engage him, because an enemy can only die with one-shot kill up to 12.5 meters. So if I expose myself to an angle where the enemy is further away from me than 12.5 meters, then I'm doing something wrong, because if I'm going to be maximizing my kill potential, I should peek the enemy in close quarters. I should never get within 20 meters, to the distance where an assault rifle would beat me without a headshot. That's basically what you want to avoid when you're trying to set yourself up for a good little flank with the sniper rifle. Just to continue with the pieing idea here, see, I'm just kind of working this room, and I never engage anybody unless they're about that close, within quick scoping distance, because if you shoot any further than that, then you're going to get a hit marker and that's going to kill you. So as time progresses, you're really going to learn what that distance is to get that one-shot kill, and you'll avoid getting yourself in a situation where you're further away than that. Well, that's pretty much a wrap for this video. If you guys enjoyed, let me know in the comments section. If there's anything else you'd like to know on positioning, just leave me a message and I'll get back to you. I'll be making another video here shortly on a tutorial of aggressive sniping, particularly drag scoping and quick scoping. But for today, guys, that's pretty much it. So I'll catch you guys later, and I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving.